What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog, coming to you live and in person, not AI generated, with Dr. Patrick Dix that makes all the money online. Go ahead and drop your city and state in the chat if you can. If you guys have been noticing, we've been on the road traveling. Dr. Dix has been traveling. He was just in Texas, didn't come by and see us in Austin. We were 3 hours away, but it didn't matter. Um, I am hitting the road. I'll be in Las Vegas March 2nd and 3rd. I'll also be speaking on stage February 28th in Las Vegas. So I'm going to be just living in Las Vegas. Almost La Vida Loca. And I want you guys to be prepared because we have some really great articles tonight we're going to go over. But also in the chat, I have put Dr. Dix's Calendly link because sometimes y'all want to ask questions that I don't know the answer to. So you should definitely ask Dr. Dix. Dr. Dix, welcome. Welcome to the show. We got the title is America Pivots to AI. Consumers Rejected for Loans, Jobs, and Housing with Dr. Patrick Dix.
The Great Reset is happening. And first of all, I'm from South Carolina. I'm from a small city called Williston, South Carolina. That's where I'm from. And I talk about artificial intelligence and automation. I thought about this last night. The first time I came on Ericka's channel, y'all, was February 2021. And the same stuff we're talking about now, we have been telling y'all. And I hope that some people took advantage of it. I did consultations with people, and they've taken advantage of it. But I want people to understand the Great Reset is here. This artificial intelligence and automation, there is no law to slow it down. There is no regulation. For those of y'all that can't remember, we are actually 20 years too late. We should have been talking about this when the Y2K bug came out in 1999, when they were talking about that. It is very hard to slow down what's going to happen, but you can get in on the AI craze as long as you have the correct skill set. And I want people to understand this is not going anywhere. This is going to be with us for the rest of our lives, and how it acts and how it goes is depending on other factors. But I'm here to prepare you to make sure you have the correct skill set so you can stay employable and continue to buy those Hellcat chargers that they're going to stop making in the next couple of years.
Oh, Dr. Dix, they stopped making them Hellcat chargers now. I think this was the last year, and then they had to strike.
Yeah. They're gonna go to EV, a hybrid, but yeah, I want everybody to be
something
successful.
Trash, something that ain't worth it. Make sure you guys are dropping your city and state in the chat. If you're liking the conversation so far, drop a 1 in the comments as well. So, Dr. Dix, here's what I'm seeing out here in this economy. So I have a Facebook group that's about to be at 50,000 people. We've been talking about the breaking into tech, and everybody's like cybersecurity, or everybody's hauling into one category. And so I've been trying on my Tech Tuesdays as hard as possible to there's thousands of jobs that require tech. Home Depot requires tech. Everybody requires tech. There's some type of components to running the websites, running security, running background, all kind of stuff. And I just don't think people are hearing it, and they're not ready, because everybody's like, well, the rent's too high or this too. It ain't. Somebody's affording it. Right now in San Francisco, they have an increase of people renting these $20,000 a month apartments, even though the rest of San Francisco has dropped rent. And I'm like, ooh, that's scary. I said there's some people over there money laundering, but that's another conversation. So here's the first article from CNN Business. Half the U.S. tenants can't afford to pay their rent. Here's what's ahead. Now, Dr. Dix, what's funny about you sending me this article is I just finished listening to a research group.
I was about to say, if you can move
she has one.
Move your thing so people could move the message thing with my information.
Okay, got you. For sure. So the research team that I look at she has one son that stays, of course, in Austin, one that stays in Dallas, and she has a child that's in Nashville. Well, right now in Nashville, excuse me, I'm so sorry, y'all. Right here in Nashville, they're literally doing 4 months of rent concession. So you basically come in and you're like, hey, you guys are going to get 4 months free if you sign a 16-month lease or a 17-month lease. So they're still going to get the 12 months out of you, but they're going to be able to say, oh, look, I gave you like 4 months free. We don't even know what that person going to be doing in 4 months. We don't know how their life going to be looking in 4 months. That's crazy to think that y'all would give somebody 4 months of free rent. Now, same thing's happening here in Austin. Some of these apartments are saying, hey, first month free or first month and a half free with, these long leases. And what I try to tell people is what I try to tell people is like that rent concession, companies would rather give you a rent concession for a couple months than say, you know what, we need to bring the rent payments down. They rather go, we'll give you almost 6 months free. I remember 2009, right? People were getting 6 months free. And it was because the companies were never going to like drop the price. They rather just keep giving you concessions, which really means let's divide. Like if you have 4 months free, okay, really divide the rent across 16 months instead of 12 months. And that's what your real rent is. And people don't even hear me on that. But when I worked in apartment management, I mean, we would have months where we had like 150 tenants didn't renew. And the park companies were freaking out. So they were like, give rent concessions, give it free. And so I think people are not realizing what's happening because they're saying, well, Dr. Dix, the rent's got to go lower. It's got to go lower. No, when we can play funny money and give you a rent concession, we don't have to make the rent. We don't have to make the rent lower. We just keep giving you concessions. We keep moving the puck around. So go ahead, talk to us about it.
The reason why I sent this article, I hear a lot of people, and I know Ericka, you hear it out here in these streets. Everybody's out here making 6 figures. I looked the other week on the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. The average American income, well, not income, weekly pay was about $1140, which equal to about $58,000 in the last quarter of 2023. I want people to understand everybody is not out here making money. We see everybody spending money. When I flew to Houston, y'all, every time I fly, the plane is full. These tickets are not cheap. I don't know where people are getting money from, but the credit card debt is at 1.13 trillion. So we're headed for, like I said, the global reset and a domino effect of a lot of other components to happen. And the reason also, too, I sent Ericka this is to show people rent, as Ericka was saying, is not going to go down. It's actually going to get higher. I'm not an economist, but I'm thinking the average rent is going to be about $2,300. And that's even in South Carolina. Some places over in South Carolina is already $1,900. And $2,300 is not going to get you anything. And Ericka, remember 3 years ago, you were telling people when I first started doing YouTubes with you, when the interest rates in 2021, what were they, about 2.2%? You were telling people, go ahead and get a house.
Man, listen, we've been telling people that song for a long time. Get you a house. And everybody's like, oh, hush, hush, hush. Well, now they're in freaking Columbia, South Carolina, paying high rent, right? Like even from the town I'm from, people, for a long time, houses were $80K. And even my family was like, well, we'll just get another house. Or we can put our cousin over there. We can put our family member that's older over there. We can just put a retiree over there, right? And now you have these same people crying because they're in these small towns and people are moving for, like, imagine being a New Yorker. Like I told you this story a million times on this channel. I'll keep telling it. My cousin Chatty rented out his place for 15 years to a New York lady who kept complaining, like, I make so much money. I'm so wealthy from New York. And she had moved down south to take care of her mother. And she kept telling him, just sell me this house for $35,000. And my cousin's like, for what? You've already paid me that in rent in all these years you've been here. Do you know what I mean? And so eventually, unfortunately, I hate to say it that way, but her mother did pass away and she went back up to New York. And I'm like, girl, you're never going to get this kind of cheap rent again. Like now you're 15 years older and you're back up north. So I think she took one of those people that got a break on the rent. But most people that leave like Chicago, Pennsylvania, all these big major cities up north, they don't go back. Not 9 times out of 10, they do not go back because they can't afford it, right? It's a very stressed out kind of thing.
And the reason is, along with the Great Reset, technology, and everything else happening, y'all, rent is going to stay high, car payments going to stay high. Just get used to paying these high prices. Inflation, from the report in January, if I can remember, it crept back up. But what people don't understand, I'm gonna just say it. Y'all know the Biden administration today canceled, what was it, 130 billion in student loans today? It was a lot of money that the administration canceled. Then last week, this adds to this, y'all. Then last week they sent 95 billion to Ukraine. What I want people to understand, somebody has to pay for that. That's going to be us. This is why things are going to continue to stay high. So people are like, well, I make $25, Ericka and Patrick, on my job. It's not going anywhere. What you expect to do at $25 an hour when the rent is $2,000, the car payment is $800, gas is already back at $3 a gallon. you want to travel, you want to go overseas, I want to tell folks, you're going to have to really restrict your living and learn how to save your money, because life cannot be fun all the time. And the times we're headed for, with this uncertainty, with this AI revolution and everything going on, I know some people said it sounds like doom and gloom, but you have to hear the reality and you need to get prepared. You still have time to prepare. Make sure you are taking advantage of training courses, the people that come on Ericka's channel, myself, schools, everything, y'all. This is real. And it's very real.
So the reason I put this up on the screen, because me and Dr. Dix have been talking about this, but this is the reserve at La Vista Walk in Atlanta, Georgia.
That's the apartment they burned down, right?
That's where the tenant went up on the roof and lit fireworks. And because, again, the materials people are using, all kind of stuff, that place went up fast. And people are like, oh, it should have never went up this fast. We're going to sue the apartment complex. Now, what is the rule of thumb when you move into an apartment, Dr. Dix? What is it, something you have to have?
You got to have insurance.
You got to have insurance. And they're already telling people that like 90% of the tenants did not renew their insurance. Wow. So people would not pay $50 a month for renter's insurance. It literally, or you get those deals where you pay $120 for the year and the renter's insurance covers like bare minimum $10,000. And so people are like, we're going to start suing and all this other stuff. And I'm like, again, it's been 103 days. And this place still looks like this. So people are blaming the city, saying, well, the city of Atlanta is efficient. Is it the city? Wow. Because if I'm the owner of that building, I'm not touching a thing till the insurance check clears.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because they got to demolish that whole building, and I doubt they're going to build it back.
Oh, they can't, not for the same cost.
No. Wow.
And people are like, oh, the owners are hiding that they didn't maintain the building. They're letting it rain and all this stuff. So, baby, this ain't about maintaining a building. This is literally, okay, the Cheshire Bridge is still down, right? Again, like, and people are like, the sprinklers didn't work. Baby, even if the sprinklers did work, it wasn't going to slow this down. Like, I don't know why people, believe that. So
people are expecting somebody else to save them, and that's how society is now. We want somebody else to save us from our own misfortunes. And people are thinking, just like you said, it didn't pay the rent. Who are you going to sue? You signed your lease with all that paperwork in it. And you can get renter's insurance through Geico. You see all the time all these commercials. It's just like people drive with no car insurance. Do you realize you're driving around with no insurance? This is one of the things. People still will have a fairly new car and say, well, I paid the car off, I'm going to just ride around with comprehensive. You keep full coverage because you don't know who's going to run into you. Your car is valued at $15,000. Somebody hit you and total it out. You don't get any money versus the insurance people saying, okay, well, the car is valued at $15,000. We'll cut you a check for $14,000. Your deductible was $1,000. Keep rolling. I mean, cut you a check for $14,000, but people don't think like that. I never drive without. I keep full coverage on the cars. They may be 7, 8 years old. You always got to think in like people are idiots, and you just never know what may happen.
And Dr. Dix, that's part of why I've been so adamant about: can you make money from your laptop? Can you email people? If you lose your car today? If you get a massive wreck and the insurance company ain't giving you a loaner, you can't seem to rent a car, all the Hertz is out of cars or something, or you can't use Torino, which, you should be able to. It's pretty cheap right now. Turo app. Do you have a job? Do you have a certain type of thing that you can do from home remotely? Do you have it? Right. And so and something I talked about a lot, Dr. Dix, is I said 2 years ago, y'all can go look at my channel. I pulled up them clips where I said, listen, when you come back to the office, they're going to pay you $75,000 to $90,000. When you want to be remote and stay home, your pay going to be $50,000, $65,000. Dr. Dix, tell me why I looked through all the remote jobs in Austin, Texas, where they usually pay more. And if you want remote, you're getting about $50K. They're not playing it. They're going to get you back to the office one way or another. So right here, Sabrina Roberts said, I'm an adjunct at my local university. They are offering an AI course, and I am excited to take it. I want to spend my career using AI and consulting.
Good job. Take every course you possibly can, because there are universities, y'all, I've talked to. I'm from an education standpoint, from firsthand experience. Do y'all realize there are 107 HBCUs? I went to South Carolina State University. Only 4 of them have a AI curriculum or something in robotics. We have 103 HBCUs that have no kind of AI curriculum or anything yet. That's how far we're behind. And I know people say again.
It's coming.
It's coming, and I can see in the big city of Atlanta, you'll have Morehouse or one of these schools like Clark, Georgia Tech. And I explained this to somebody. This is exactly how this is going to work. Georgia Tech has all this endowment money. They will pay Microsoft or Amazon a bunch of money. What Georgia Tech will do is come back to Morehouse or Clark, Atlanta, and say, you got to pay us $500,000 a year for a piece of software, y'all, that they paid $1 million for up front. And every year you pay them the first 2 years you pay them $500,000. They already paid for the software. After those first 2 years, everything is straight profit. And all they're gonna do is keep licensing in and out, license the software out. That is how things work with what we're about to head towards. And like Sabrina right here says, she's trying to take the courses. Everybody will take courses on how to learn how to speak Spanish, Portuguese, and all these languages to travel. You better be taking courses on how to be able to work remotely. My advice to everybody, if you do not have a passport, I will make sure I have a passport, because you don't know what may happen in America. You need to have your laptop, like Ericka was saying, have you about $10,000 the way you can go buy, not amnesty. What's the word? Not citizenship, asylum. You can get asylum in some country. I'm telling y'all, you just don't know what may happen in the world. As long as you got a laptop, a passport, and you got some clothes on you, you can make money. I want everybody listening to the video now in the replay. Find a job to where you can work remotely. If something goes bad and you need to leave the country, you can go to another country that got good internet and you can still make money. Or you could take that same skill set and make money in that other country. Right now, you need to have about 10 to 15 different ways to make money remotely. Because like Ericka was saying, what if you break your leg or something and you're in a manufacturing plant? You cannot go stand on the line. First of all, they don't want to pay you workers' comp. Number two, you can't stand up. Number two, you can't do anything with your leg in a cast. I want people. There are so many tools on the internet. There are so many ways to make money. But you're not going to make money. I'm going to just say it with these crappy businesses. You can't sell candles. Y'all out there trying to sell hair extensions. We're going to call it what it is. Y'all out there with these scamming. And I put a video on my TikTok about how AI and criminals is about to shorten your days, because they have biometrics and everything, the PP loan scams. People are about to start to go to prison. This AI is not only going to eliminate jobs and make things more efficient, it's coming for the criminal part of society. Y'all, we are up against a double-edged sword. You know how you get around it? You have the tools and measures to get around these obstacles. And if your family members don't want to listen to you, I'm going to tell my family members, I'm going to send them a group text. Go to the passport office, get a passport for every one of y'all. Because if you need to leave America and if something break out, you can't leave, you stuck. That's what a lot of people don't think about. They're like, oh, ain't nothing going to happen. You just don't know what may happen.
Right. You know, a big thing too with folks, I want them to understand that, like, prime example, loans. So I don't know, does everybody know Chris Chrisley? When we talked about Chris Chrisley, and Chrisley knows best. And he literally had like $50 million in loans from banks. So much so that like 30 million, the banks are like, oh no, we're just going to forgive it. We just want to write it off our books. And everybody's like, where is that from? That's because friends and family approved it. AI is not letting you slide through the door like that. Like, again, you'll see right here. AI, and here's the good and bad about it. If you're a Black person and your business is doing good numbers and you apply, great, you're going to get it. No problem. But AI could also reject people for loans and jobs. Oh man, I'm so sorry.
Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you.
I'm about to fall out.
Oh, whoa. That's the man over there holding you back.
The white man's holding me back. Lord. Okay. I had made some Cajun food today and it's catching me. Okay. So long story short, what I was trying to say without sneezing in y'all ear is corporate America is using AI like, oh, you just didn't qualify. And I've been telling people, this is why y'all done burnt it up. Listen, I was on phone with a specialist and I'll just leave it at that. And I was like, what's up? Consulting? And again, if you're in my funding class, we're supposed to do a funding live training, I think tomorrow or something, or Friday. I'm not certain. And he was like, nah, Chase ain't doing consulting lines of credit no more because y'all done burnt it up. Okay. So the pivot is out there where the AI machine is recognizing either you're getting paid too much for what your career is that you're saying on a piece of paper you do, or you're getting paid too little, or it doesn't match the rest of your credit profile. So again, these computers are going to be able to be like, nope, just a no, right? You had the bias of a person. Now you're gonna have the bias of a computer that doesn't even speak to you, right? That doesn't even know you, doesn't ask you questions, can't make a little decision, and that's what some of these banks are going to go through. They're going to be like, oh, well, the platform said no. And even this person here in this article that Dr. Dick sent me, she works remotely, but she wanted to use a car here and there to get to the office. Well, she doesn't drive, so she applied to the car sharing platform called Zipcar. The application was quickly denied, right? And couldn't figure out why, and she was like, my license is fine. I have no points. She had a traffic ticket years ago, right? And so all of a sudden, basically it's a computer that was like, no, there's nobody to appeal to. There was no human that like, hey, can y'all reapply? Can y'all fix this? Nope. Zipcar was just like, nope. The computer said no, so we say no. And they've already showed where some of the Walmarts are using those, we scan. This is why I don't like self-checkout, but essentially the self-checkout has been like facial recognizing people and saying, oh, this person stole. So they went and arrested a pregnant woman in Florida. They went and arrested an old 70-year-old black man. I'm like, y'all can barely figure out the camera on a white person's face, much less a black person's face. So, you're going to start suing these departments because they really can't, just say, oh, well, the camera said it was you. What camera? You know what I mean? So go ahead.
But yeah, y'all know AI has been, companies and banks have been using AI for the longest, the algorithm that calculates your credit. And y'all know we've talked about it several times on the show. They're even trying to come up with the 4 credit bureau, your social score, which is going to be a possibility. What I want people to realize is if you have been getting by on life, I have a video coming out eventually talking about this, saying if you have been scathing by in life, other things playing. If you have been playing around in life and been getting by, like Ericka was saying, the AI is going to catch it. For those folks, I'm thinking about it right now. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. If you have a Bachelor of Arts in some liberal study and you was able to get a high-paying tech job, this technology is going to find out, and they're going to say, you don't have the skill set to get this. Because y'all know a lot of people have jobs that do not qualify for them, and those days are coming to an end. Companies.
Well, that's why they're removing that. That's why they're removing that college degree requirement, because that's those friends and family sliding each other in, and because they know on paper they would never qualify.
Yeah, and
somebody double checks it.
You getting by with these Bachelor of Arts degrees, and I always tell folks, make sure you get a Bachelor of Science degree. Do not try to cheat the game. Cheating the game is going to catch up with everybody. But right now, when they run that Social Security number, how people were able to lie on these applications and say, my resume say this and say that, even though I talked about the AI doing the resumes, I said, do y'all realize how people are scamming y'all? They're using a template to make your resume. And eventually what's going to happen, somebody is going to say, hey, all these resumes are starting to look the same. They're going to just put it into a specific type of software that has to be created. I don't know if it's there yet. And they're going to figure out you had a resume that was created by software. What I want people to understand, you will not get around this technology. For the people that have done it the right way, you are okay. For the people that have been trying to cheat the game, it's going to catch up with you. You cannot get around a computer system. You cannot get around a database. Somebody could argue in the comments with me and say all they want to. You cannot get around a computer system running your Social Security number to say that you do not have a degree. Because when I apply to schools to teach, I get the actual consumer background check, and it shows every degree I have attached to my Social Security number. So people, you're not going to be able to get around and lie on even with the test and everything to get into these positions. Companies are now looking for the best and the brightest. We went through the last couple of years of just hiring people because of what they look like or where they're from. Companies now have to make revenue. The tax man is eating them up. They got to make cuts. And if you don't want to do it, y'all, we have immigrants coming through the border every day that will take your position. So I want people to understand what is coming.
Right. So I was going to say, Dr. Dix, a lot of people don't even know public records. So I'm going to show you this. And I put it in the community wall. And there's 171 people here. Y'all drop some likes up in here. Or drop a 1 if you're enjoying the content. Y'all be out there hiding. Y'all be out there lurking in the internet webs. You got to get off the lurk. So this is warntracker.com. Did you see this, Dr. Dix? This is called WARN tracker.com. So the law on the books, this is on the books by the Congress. If you have a company with over 100 employees, you have to, and you know you're going to do layoffs in 60 days, you have to announce it with a
you got to give them 90
days.
Form. Yeah.
Yes. And so on here is 60 days that comes to the Warren Tracker, but isn't that interesting? And so now, you know, you again, it's like 6 million people laid off from Amazon, Meta, Google, and Microsoft and all these other companies from 1988 to 2004. But we only care about this year, right? So I'm already looking Florida, Washington, New Jersey. Like you literally can just scroll through this thing. And I mean, if any of these ones are on the stock market, easy payoff, easy. All you got to do is just like, okay, well, this is on the stock market. I know this one and that one. Again, United States Postal Services, permanent layoff, and then they tell you what type, permanent or temporary. I mean, stuff is crazy. But I'm sorry, it's hard to make it bigger because it's trying to force you to see all these things here. It's really ridiculous.
Oh, I saw a comment. Sarah Pomey, immigrants don't have degrees either. Sarah, let me address that by saying that somebody is willing, as Ericka said before, to get on.
They'll start a business.
If I want people to think about this. If somebody is willing to get on a raft and get eaten by sharks and swim across the Rio Grande, what do you think will happen once they get a little bit of opportunity? I want people to think about that. They're willing to die to get here. What do you think will happen once they get their hands in the proper situation?
Dr. Dix, again, we already seen what happened to Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida, the number one in the whole United States country for Latino home ownership, Hispanic home ownership, number one. Okay. Again, literally, they are going to these cities and they're like, where the hood at? Cool. I'll buy that. Let's go. They're in Chicago, on parts of Chicago. They done bought up them buildings. They done moved in that side of town. The difference is when you're sitting here saying, well, immigrants don't have degrees. Listen, what is the immigrant going to do that you're not going to do? They're going to start a business. They're going to buy a beat up truck. They're going to move multiple people into a house. They're going to run that business for multiple years. And then their children, when they turn 18, according to data, they're going to turn around and open up the same degree, open up the same business. They may send that kid to college, but they're going to open up the same business and they just going to have to be certified. They're going to get bank loans and keep it pushing. I don't know why people think, again, somebody who's willing to come, like we were in Miami and people that are picking us up, they were having 15,000 rides. 20,000 rides underneath their. And so this person basically does Uber all day. You're going to try to compete with a person that's been doing Uber all day and night for 7 years, and you just want to come in and make a little weekend money? No. This is the nudge you need in society that no one gives people after 30. I saw JT Hustles did a great video where he's saying where he's from in South Carolina, you know, a little nowhere place. I forgot the name of the city, but he was saying how like people get a job at Burger King and then that's just their job. That's just their job. Like they don't even get a second job. When he got in the military, he's like, oh, this is my first job and you get a different job. He's like, yeah, you ain't got to be in the military your whole life. Like going to the next.
Yeah, the people, my drivers in Houston, I had to speak a little Spanish to them. Y'all, I'm working on my Spanish or whatnot, but most of my drivers spoke Spanish. I had one guy that spoke very good English, but most of the drivers speak Spanish. What I want people to also understand is, even though companies are removing these degree requirements, they still are looking for the best talent. I mean, I want people to understand, like Ericka is saying, you need the nudge. Nothing is going to be easy anymore. You're not just going to just get on cruise control and say, oh, well, I'm going to go down this road. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. You're going to have to reskill. You're going to have to stay in school. And I've said this from firsthand experience. All the schools I teach at, a good bit of them are international students here on F1 visas. I don't know what else I need to say to people. These students already have bachelor's degrees. They're getting graduate degrees. And while we're sitting working in a plant or trying to come up with something foolishness, they are going to be your boss. Or like Ericka said, they're going to start their own IT consulting company. They're not going to be they might work 5 years at the most. Once they get their citizenship, they're done. I mean, people, we've had these opportunities here for years. Now somebody is coming through. And they're not going to be able to find all the immigrants that are coming through anyway. I know they're in South Carolina. They're in every state. These people are hungry for opportunity. Do y'all know in America, they burn money? and I don't know if I said this on your channel, Ericka. How can you be, we will just say it, how can you be poor in America where they burn money every day? They flush money down the toilet. Nobody in America should be poor. If you have the will and you have the ability to do a blue collar or white collar job, I want y'all to think about it. They just sent a check of $95 billion to Ukraine with no thought about it. I just want people to think about that. In America, there is so much opportunity. You could come at me with the white man and all that. Please, that argument is dead and gone. Please stop with that. You have the opportunity to get your ass in check. And the reset is here, and people don't know what to do. Now they're like, Ericka, Patrick, Dr. D, what to do? What should I do? But what y'all been doing for the last 4 years?
Oh, they already been talking about, I'm going to go to college and you're going to waste 4 more years? Okay, cool. I'm already like, listen, get the certification, get the foot in the door, and see if the company will pay for your school. But also, Dr. D's, like, there are people who are, excuse me, there are people who are been chilling. They've been chilling the past 4 years, and every day complaining about the cost of food going up, the cost of this going up. And it's like, I just look online to look for more skills. I'll be like, what can I pick up? What can I do? Oh, what kind of partnerships can I make? Everything that how fast that breaking into tech Facebook careers group grew, almost at 50,000 probably in the next week or so. I know people know it's time. People know it's time.
It's been time for people. If that opportunity, then why the median black wealth $40,000?
Dr. Dix, don't get ADHD. Stay focused.
Yeah. The thing is, what I want people to understand, I just saw that pop up. What I want people to understand, tech is here. Yes, they're laying people off in certain sectors, but you're going to need technology. Do y'all know the next big thing, especially with cybersecurity, is quantum computing? If you're in that field, what I want people to understand is your biggest threat in the cybersecurity field, and I'm gonna just call it, they're not going to continue to pay people $150,000 for you to do that. Machine learning, I looked at it last night, and I teach classes machine learning, and you could Google this. Artificial intelligence and machine learning already does penetration testing. If you want to get ahead of the rest of everybody else, quantum computing can break all the algorithms. You need to learn about how that goes. That's why I got into the AI machine learning space 7 years ago. Get ahead of everybody, so that way when it takes off, you are already there with the skill set. People could sit here and argue with me all they want to. The proof is in the research, in the data. Artificial intelligence and machine learning is already doing penetration testing. You have to remember, companies cannot continue just to pay people when they can get software to do what you can do. But where you can make your money is in the maintenance and fixing it when it breaks. There you go. Yeah, machine learning, by the way, Miss Maria, is R programming. I'm actually teaching a class. So for y'all that want to learn about machine learning, it is R programming, and it is another language you need to learn about is Python. But R is open source. It's right there on the web, and you can learn on YouTube how to use R programming. But machine learning is ran by R programming.
I'm a block you from the comments so you can't see him. You getting ADHD, Dr. Dix. I said, look at the one on the screen. Look at the one on the screen.
Oh, no, Miss Maria. Yeah,
read the one on the screen in front of you, though. What I got up there, Notary World.
Oh, I'm doing a bunch of I-9s for Asians. Oh, yeah. My bad. I was in the zone. Notary. Yeah. My bad, y'all. I was yeah.
So she's doing a bunch of I-9s for Asians and Indians for Google and Microsoft jobs. I want you to understand, like, the economy keep moving, and it's gonna keep on moving, right? So anyway, he said the Chinese are the fastest growing group of immigrants. You know, them folks don't come to play. They don't. They're not at all.
By the way, he had a comment. Yes, Southern New Hampshire is a good school to go to. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, that's a thumbs up to get into tech. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Listen, y'all, tell Dr. Dix, stay focused. We're gonna tell Dr. Dix to stay focused with the screen.
Yeah, I'm focused.
I'm messing with you. Listen, Journey to Jasmine can tell you. Listen, tech changed her life, man. Tuition is free in South Carolina. Trucking to mechanic. I'm messing that up. Say that word for me, Dr. Dix.
Megatronics. Oh, I'm glad that Terrence brought that up. Do y'all know how much money a diesel mechanic can make? You cannot automate. I remember, Ericka, you telling the story of when you had trucks. I want people to understand how much money a diesel mechanic can make. He can set his price. I don't know if they're females that do it, but A diesel mechanic is like the backbone of a construction site, the backbone of a trucking company, a backbone of an agriculture. You cannot do anything without a diesel mechanic.
Oh
And
yeah,
those
Ty City on here on internet on YouTube. He's a diesel mechanic. He done bought a bunch of land and property. Well, you know they're going to be 400,000 diesel mechanics short. Like the average person, that anything in blue collar, I know y'all, I drive y'all crazy with this, but I'm like, the reason they got that border wide open, the average construction, plumber, welder, whoever, if they're American, they're 40s, 50s. 50s, 60s, and those guys, if they ain't taking good care of stuff, they drinking beer every weekend. If they back ain't good, they ain't not gonna be out there till they 75. So you need an influx of people who are gonna do that skill. I'm starting to see some of the Gen Z going straight to it. Like if you're on YouTube, you'll see a lot of the Gen Z like, look at I'm building a truck, or like they're going straight to construction. Some of them, they're skipping college and going straight to construction. But those are the two roads I see, Dr. Dix. It's like if you're gonna do the education road, and I'll call it like this: if you want to have the soft hands, you need to have a skill. You need to either be able to do something in the tech world. You need to be able to trade stocks. You need to be able to do something with a skill if you want the soft hand living. If you don't want the soft hand living, you like working with your hands, blue collar, great. Get certified. A plumber, welder, all that stuff. I mean, literally, in Louisiana, we have the Middleman to Millions training. O'Neill said he calls 7 plumbers. He can't get them there on time. They be like, I'll see you in about 2 weeks. like I don't have any openings. Like, so you got to realize, like, if you're going to go that route, as he's going for trucking to megatronics, I may say what you said.
Megatronics.
Go deep.
Yeah, even I even talked about starting a trash truck business with these robotic trucks, to where you drive the truck around in these big neighborhood subdivisions, and the arm, you're driving it and the arm comes out. I mean, y'all, even if you got a criminal record, people don't care who picks their trash up or who cuts the grass, as long as you show up to work. Because Gen Z, they're getting better. And I talked to a lot of baby boomers. They're like, I got to leave the workforce. I said, they're probably going to call you back. Why you say that? Because these kids won't show up to work. Most of these kids won't show up to work still. They feel entitled, like, oh, I should be making $95,000 at 27 years old. I'm like, you don't even have the responsibility of a $50,000 a year job. Come on, people, really?
They say anything in these surveys. I feel like sometimes they be like, yeah, I deserve. They be like, what are you talking about?
Sound like that Tank song, I deserve, man. Get out of here with that, man. Please. Yeah, you know.
Listen, and I'm gonna show you this, and this is not to make fun of this woman by any means. Like, I want people to understand, like, I got this clip I was going to show you. Is it going to pull up? Let me see. But people were like, at first people were making fun of this person. And I'm like, she's working. Like, it don't matter what y'all talking about. This woman is working. Let's see if I can pull it up. Because if you don't have a plan, hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. Ugh, it's coming, Dr. Dix. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, I'm looking at the guy comment. His good job. He said his nephew is in heating and HVAC. He'll have a job forever.
For sure. Oh, read what's on the screen. Dr. Dix you playing tech job, Tina? Don't do her like that, Dr. Dix. Read.
No. I saw her. I'm always telling people they need to be stacking high paying skills. I'm working in tech sales and learning cybersecurity on the side right now. I want all the skills. Yep, Tina. Tech job, Tina. You need to have as many skills as you can to have redundancy, because you just don't know what may happen.
And you can move to different parts, different skills. Look, they got you in the comments. Stay focused, Dr. D.
I'm focused.
All right, here, let me show you this. Let me show you this other one. Now, people were making fun of this woman in the comments. And people were like, at least she's not somewhere sitting in the house waiting on a welfare check. And she's struggling to get up there. She had a cane and everything. I've seen people driving trucks who were like missing a leg, had like the fake leg on, the peg leg. I seen a dude with one arm. I'm like, holy crap, with the modification on steroids. I saw a midget driving, not an all full-fledged man, but he was just a short person, like a 4'11". And I'm like, do y'all realize, like, if you don't have a plan, you're going to have to keep working. You're going to have to keep, she's having to climb up in a truck, y'all. This might be the only skill she got. And she's having to climb up there in clearly an injured state, right? And so I it's got like 32,000 likes, but I really want y'all to understand, like, if you don't have Aflac, you don't have some insurance, you don't have any rentals, you don't have any other plans or skills on the computer, you're going to have to keep working. Like it doesn't stop. And I think people think it's a joke, but they're gonna learn pretty quickly here.
Yeah, because that could be a lady that gets some kind of I don't know, disability, some kind of retirement. Like you said, most if you look at the data, y'all, a lot of baby boomers don't even have enough money saved up right now, and they are going to have to keep working. I mean, life happens to everybody, but if I meet baby boomers, I do ask them, you came up when pensions were like the first thing that companies would give. Like you didn't take advantage of a pension in 1980 or the early 90s. You know,
No, they didn't. And when the companies, like I remember I told you about when I worked at Lowe's, they forced people to so you had the match. Match was always to 6%. And so Lowe's was very generous and nobody would do it. None of the men would do it, none of the women would do it. So Lowe's was like, we're gonna force 1.5% out of your paycheck into this, and then you're gonna that's how you're gonna get it.
I look everybody knows about the Monster Energy drink. I read well, I looked at the report the other day on CNBC. They stated that if you had gave them $1,000 in 1994, it is worth $2 million today. If y'all get the opportunity, look at the CNBC. They like sometimes 15-minute videos. They said Monster drink dominates the market. And they said if you gave them $1,000, if people don't know, Sam Walton, when he started Walmart, begged people to give him like $1,000 to $5,000 back then. Just imagine what dividends you would be getting paid from Walmart. You know, I think about my family members when the 80s, when tech, Microsoft, but you know, $5,000 was a lot of money back in the 1980s. And even with Apple computers, Apple with these Apple VRs, I mean, I just tell folks, I'm trying to invest my money to see what to go into. Land, they can't remake land. People are going to have some place to live. I'm seeing double wides down here in South Carolina, triple wides. That's what a lot of people are reverting to. They're getting double wides, they're getting triple wides, getting like 2 acres of land, getting a well drilled, and they're going to fight living on out like that. And that's how the world is going. Make sure you have a plan. That's what I tell everybody. Have a plan, have a schedule, know what you're going to do, because as the world is moving forward, you do not want to get left behind. Every time I go into the store, y'all, the food gets more expensive. I eat at Fresh Market, y'all. One of the things I do recommend, once you're able to afford it, please invest in good food. I only shop at Fresh Market now. I eat wild caught food. I'll tell folks it's expensive, but you cannot put a price on your health. We all know when you're younger, you don't have no money.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's 213 people here. Hit the like button and drop a 1 in the comments if you're enjoying the conversation.
Yeah, when you're younger, you don't have no money. But as soon as you start making good money, invest in some good health insurance, some good health stuff, and some good food. YouTuber Shauna in town highlighted and interviewed a 20-year-old who crossed through 5 countries. Wow. To get to our border. He headed to LA looking for a job. Wow.
I mean, they hear the number, Dr. Dix. They're like, I can make $25, $30 an hour in California. They don't realize like it's about to be a struggle. But imagine competing with somebody like that. Like, I really want y'all to understand, when I bring up immigrants, I go, whatever they're looking at, I want to look at too, right? I always make that joke because I'm like, they're coming here so driven, because not only are they carrying their whole family that they got here, they're sending a whole set of paychecks back home. So they're not thinking, oh man, what I'm gonna do on Friday? What's Saturday? What's the game plan? What we gonna play and goof off and do? They like, hey, this is the strategic 5-year plan. Stick to the plan.
I have a personal example. There's a lady I know in Houston, y'all. She came from Peru in 2008 with nothing. I don't know what kind of money this lady makes now. She is a lawyer. She is an American citizen. This lady's a real estate agent and a lawyer. She said, I came here in 2008 with nothing, killing the game. That just shows you. And they go back. She goes back to Peru. She tells me to deal with the family property or whatnot. But these people are not here to play games with y'all. They look at us like, you had all this opportunity for like 100+ years, and you ain't doing nothing. I mean, I don't mean like 100+ years like that. Let's just say for the last 40 years, you've had all this opportunity since the 1980s. Y'all ain't did nothing with it.
Well, I even give people grace for Dr. Dix. I say, what you been doing the last 5 years?
Yeah.
Like I even go, you know what? You didn't know. Or let's say your mama didn't teach you, your daddy didn't teach you, your cousins didn't teach you. You just didn't know. That's fine. But what have you been doing the past 5 years? It's you know, that's all that matters is like, what have you been doing
They,
those years to be able to correct it, pre-approve for a house, any of that stuff.
they sitting
Listen,
there.
they still messing with you, Dr. Dix.
Oh no,
Love the
I'm good.
shows they
They said they sitting there with their thumb in their mouth like, oh, Ericka and Dr. Dix. You know, in 2019, I could have joined the military and did 4 years and got out. Now, you know
them
why I
been
ain't
done.
went? My cousin said I had smoked weed, I wouldn't have passed. I said, you didn't know that.
You didn't take
That
the test, none of that.
test. And the companies now are just I just don't understand what is going on with a lot of people right now. I mean, traveling, I see more travel channels pop up now. I mean, traveling is fine if you can afford it, but we all must understand it takes a lot of money, excuse me, to travel. It costs me a good bit of money to come to Houston, just to fly, just to stay, just to eat, just to do what I need to do. And the planes are full. Every time y'all I get on the plane, I'll say this again, they'll make the announcement. There's no more room. You have to check your bags in. I always get on the plane last anyway, y'all. I cannot stand to sit on the airplane. I don't get on the plane till they say all customers. And they'll say no overhead room. All I have is my backpack and I check my other stuff in. But I'm just wondering, where is everybody going with these $800+ tickets? And then they on the plane. Hey, y'all, I'm telling y'all that if I'm going into politics, if I'm ever the FAA administrator, you heard it first, there will be a mandatory dress code to fly. No doubt about it. You will not fly on in a
If you're
plane
in
with
underwear. Well, they do have a dress code. They just don't enforce it. If
you
you're
have to have
half naked, basically.
closed-toe shoes. You cannot fly with all your piggies out, as we call it. No piggies out, no Crocs, none of that. No.
Journey to Jasmine, if you flying from Houston to Atlanta for 1,500, you need to pick a different day. Pick a different day, because I've flown to Atlanta for like one-way ticket for like $95 from Austin. I would just pick another day, but that comes with the flexibility of options, right? Even the other day, I saw a Spirit flight for $39, and I was like, no, I don't. I want to make it there. So whenever I be seeing people like, but Spirit's got a 39, I'm like, I want to be able to. I want to sit in the seat and make it and live.
I hate to say it, y'all. I'm American or American Airlines or Delta.
I mean, American's so dirty. I mean, once you really fly nice, you like American is so embarrassing that they even call it American is embarrassing.
American or I'm primary Delta. They own time now. When I flew, we had to switch planes because they couldn't get something right with the brake line. But let me tell y'all something. Just flying every time, I'm gonna tell y'all, every time I get on the airplane, I think in my head, how much money would it cost to get this 717? Y'all, I'm telling y'all gonna know I made it because I'm getting my own jet. I'm pulling a Drake. 757.
Mrs. Saying the membrane said, Spirit get you there no matter what people say. Now, this is what I want to say. This is where I'm going with this. This is true. Literally, Ben Mala, the rich Ben Mala, he couldn't get a private plane to take him all the way to Las Vegas. So last minute, he jumped on Spirit and he was laughing. People were like, Ben Mala, you so rich. Why are you on Spirit? He was like, cause I'm going right now, baby. He's doing all that smoking cigarettes and tripping. And I was like, so yeah, Spirit will get you there if you have to go, for sure. I'm not even, again, Spirit and Frontier bought each other. So, I mean, you know, it's all good. She said I'm short, so I'm good with all of them. Hey, that's the truth too. I'm more into the space now of who am I sitting beside, who am I sitting around? Who's the clientele? Every time I go online, they fighting in the line of Spirit. I ain't got time to fight. I can't fight. I can't be at the airport getting hit in the head. I just ain't gonna do it. Will you have some roughness on Delta because they coming out of Atlanta? You already know. Atlanta don't know how to act when they go nowhere.
Oh man, those flight attendants. I was on the plane. I'm like, where did they get these people from? I'm sorry, y'all. The reality, I'm not bougie, but when I pay a good bit of money to get on that airplane, I'm like, whoa, where the snacks at? No, I need something to eat, man. Where the snacks at?
Oh, the plane is. What did that one girl? One time I was on the plane and what do you call it? The plane was moving or something. What do you call it? Disturbance, or I think that's what the word.
Yeah, turbulence.
And the lady was like, "Oh, we can't get up because of the turbulence." And they were like, one of the people yelled, "It's fine now." I was like, Y'all tripping. Calm down. You got to give people some snacks. They're gonna get grumpy on this flight.
I need my food. You know, I don't eat much as it is, but if I'm on that plane and I have my special diet before I fly, I do not want to be in the airport because I passed by like Concourse C, y'all, where I took that picture of the college and the vending machine. And I'll see Popeyes and all that. People be grubbing down. I'm like, you about to eat that and get on the plane? And then the first time, and they say the seatbelt sound, all people rush to the bathroom. And I looked at the layout of a plane. I'm like, it's 300 people, and we have 4 bathrooms. There is no way I'm going to the bathroom on the airplane. Nope. I tell y'all, I have never used the bathroom on the airplane, and I will not. There is no way.
The only way it happened, Dr. Dix, is I was going to Africa. And they tricked me. Emirates was giving me all the wine. I mean, I think they gave me a wine bottle and a half because you have to put your hand over it and say, no, thank you. That's enough. Like, stop. And so, it's a 12-hour flight. I'm like, I'm not going to that bathroom. I'm not going. I'm like, I'm going to go. But it was Emirates and it was first class. So it was a nice bathroom with spacious. I could turn around, stick my hands out, was out there, stretch a little bit. They even had the nice shower. You can get to start the showers in. And I was like, oh, thank you. Fancy.
Yeah, but y'all don't know I made it when y'all see me on that $20,000 Emirates flight with the shower, where I'm like, nah, not to the back, up here to the front, baby. I'm sorry, y'all. I work hard. I ain't bougie like that, but if I work hard, I can't. I don't want to hear all that foolishness. I took a picture of some of the folks in the airport.
The foolishness.
I don't want to hear that foolishness.
That's how I know you raised by older people, Dr. Dick, talking about the foolishness.
But
I don't want to hear all that.
I don't want to hear all that. When I put my AirPods in, I got on my little comfortable outfit. I want to get on in there, do, put my AirPods in, chill, get on and off.
There is. Let me see if I can find them. So there's these 2 girls, and this is why I've been like, people like, oh, people wanting to buy planes. That's ridiculous. But I actually saw the one girl. She was pregnant with her husband flying a plane, and it was like a minivan. They called the minivan of planes, and at first I was laughing about it, but I'm like, they've only been making like $1 million a year for the past 4 years in a row per se, right? And so when I saw them, okay, here it is. I pulled it up. Dang it, I thought I shared it with the screen, but I didn't. Hold on, sorry. Brandy said reality twins activated. You already know we in here cutting up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay,
so here it is, and you know what I mean? You made it when you're like, you know what? We just gonna get on our plane, girl. Come on. And this is why I want y'all to understand. Some of these younger white people, they're not letting the whole, oh, you need to have millions of dollars, but like they not making that much. They make $1 million with their company a year, and then they split it. So then you're not even talking about expenses. And so here they are on a plane. And just for the record, some of these planes only cost $300,000. Which again, somebody's like, well, that's a whole house. It is. And some of them planes cost like $600,000. So this one looks like more like a $600,000 plane, but $300,000 to $600,000. But I just want y'all to understand, like, it's all it's in your mind, it's in your network, right? Because JT Hustles was saying when he was saying whenever he had a mixed experience where there's white, Hispanic, Latino, it was at school. Because when he came back home, everybody in his neighborhood was black. And so when he pedaled his bike on that side of town, everybody's black, right? And so what happens is sometimes it's not just race, but it's also class, that we don't get exposed to people doing this as a normal everyday activity. Like, this is just a normal afternoon for her. She's just hopping in the plane, right? I don't know if you remember Max Maxwell when he was flying planes, and other black guys were flying planes, right? Same thing with golf. When people start exposing more people to something, it becomes a norm, right? Yeah. So again, May 20th, Dr. Dix, if you want to come to town, May 20th, I'm going to I'm at a golf event. Hopefully I can get pay for some sponsored tickets, but we're gonna see how that goes.
Oh yeah, we'll
sponsor a group of 4.
Oh yeah, I'm bougie too when I stay at hotels too, y'all. Oh, the hotels get even bougier. Oh no, when we pull up, I need to see Porsches and Ferraris outside. That's how I know. Ferraris. Oh, I'm dead serious. When I pulled up to the Post Oak, and old boy that owned the Houston Rockets had his Bugatti out there, and they had the Bentley dealership, I said, I'm in the right place. I know when the cops out there, I said, I know you ain't coming up in here causing no ruckus.
They asked, what's the next level for AI? What's the next level do you see? I have some questions, but I have some stuff I want to say, but go ahead, Dr. Dix. What do you see next for AI, next level?
What's the next level for AI? It getting more sophisticated, it doing more, it violating our privacy more. Definitely, that's the next level for AI. Those are the biggest things I see coming with AI. and it learning and it using more machine learning to learn how people work. Oh, this is what's the next thing what about to happen. Y'all can quote me on this. Companies now are building AI chips. Do y'all know the billions of dollars that are going to be spent? Most of the technology we have and devices, y'all, we have are not going to work in the next couple of years because you're going to have to buy a device with an AI chip in it. That's what's about to happen.
Oh, I dropped my phone and I got there and they're like, no, these phones don't have SD cards. They got memory or you got to save it to the cloud. I'm like, I don't want Skynet. Well, then you just got to take it off your phone. They were like, so I'm here in Austin, Texas, and we just drove by earlier today. Me and the booth thing, we drove past a data center. And I was like, when they say we're saving it to the cloud, I said, that don't just go in the sky, y'all. That actually goes to a data center. And so I'm just driving by this thing right on the highway. I'm like, what if a car hits that data center? What if anything happens to that data center, right? But they got like security gates. They're going to make sure it's protected. Okay. Over here by Dale. But I don't think y'all understand like what I see next level for AI when I'm going. So when we go to masterminds and trainings and events, the guys will tell you the CRM, the SaaS companies, SaaS. And what it does is literally they get to a point where really your workers, if you have any workers at this point, if you have 2 or 3, they're just putting whatever information they got into that computer, into that software. They're like, I met this person, called them today, they did this. Now, what happens when that person leaves your company or get fired? You got all access to all these emails and data. The big next level I see for AI is those emails, Dr. Dix. Like all that, like the number one thing. Did you see the Super Bowl, Dr. Dix? Okay. Did you see Kanye West's terrible commercial he did that was like, what is this mess?
No, I didn't see that one. So
Kanye West spent $7 million for his commercial. And it's just him in a car with a cell phone going, hey, go to my website. That's it. I spent all this money on the ads, so I didn't do anything, right? So of course people go and they spend $19 million, Dr. Diggs. And everybody's like, oh, that's all he could have. If he did a real video, he made more. And I said, no, y'all missed the most important part of what Kanye did. He made everything on the website $20, right?
Yeah, I went to his website. Yeah, everything was
so then all the people that buy, what did you have to exchange when you bought your stuff, Dr. Diggs? Your phone number and your email.
Yep.
Your name, phone number, email, and of course the credit card you purchased with. And people are like, oh, I would never put my phone number or email. I'm like, how? When they say UPS or FedEx or Amazon is delivering your package, you put your phone number and your email in there. So the most valuable thing when people didn't realize Kanye West, he only made 19 million. I said, and guess what he'll do? He'll make it again in about 90 to 120 days when it's summertime and release more clothes with the same email list. So this is what I'm seeing for AI, you guys, like a lot of cross competition. There's people buying email lists, blowing up the email list, emailing people stuff, all kind of stuff going on out here. But yeah, once people have your data, there's some YouTubers that's been acting up and people are doxing the crap out of them because their information is so much in the cloud. It's everywhere, right? So AI's got your information. And that's kind of what I see for next level. That's why when people want to lie on these job applications and lie on these resumes, I'm like, these people go, the computer done told on you. Done told on you.
Background checks and all, criminal past and all. Like, oh, they ain't going to find that out. Oh, yeah, they're going to find it out. Fingerprints and everything.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You have private airports for the elite and private planes are going to be the norm. People can't deal with these crazy airports. Yeah, I mean, again, I've seen like 4 or 5 recent videos of these planes where people can kind of recent videos where people go and travel with their 5 kids or 4 kids, and it's always these smaller private planes because they're going to do smaller family trips to Florida or to the snowboarding, or even saw the Super Bowl. They had over like 595 private planes fly out of that boy. So it's going to be more the norm for certain people. So
it is. I plan to be on that list. I'm going private, y'all. I get on the plane. I'm like, is it $5 million for this thing? I'll take a 1995 plane. Just rip all the seats out of the something. I'm telling y'all, when you fly, I'm telling you, I get on the 717. I don't need a 757 like Drake, but a 717 will suit me with a bed, and I'm gonna have my own bathroom. I'm telling y'all, I ain't sharing a bathroom. If I have people on my private plane, that'll be the rule. You ain't using my bathroom. I had another bathroom put for y'all. That's one of my things about being on a private jet. When I do go on one, I gotta use the bathroom like everybody else. Oh no. That's why I don't do group trips with people. We got to share the same bathroom. I'm something about a bathroom. Even that's why I never stayed on a college campus. I'm not sharing a bathroom with nobody. I like my own peace and quiet area, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Rex said he was down here in Austin and all that construction was downtown. Delivered installation yesterday. Nothing but Mexicans working on the building. And this is, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, like I told you, why do I go to all these blue collar trainings? A lot of times they complain that African American business owners don't have no employees. Well, a lot of the people I'm meeting are government. They are getting government contracts. So really, the company, sometimes when you go work with them, they're getting you to do the quote or get the plane or get the supplies.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going on about their business, because the number one business African Americans have in America is actually healthcare, home healthcare related. And then the next number 2 is construction. Number 3 was like warehousing. And number 4 was food. No, 4 was transportation. And then number 5 was food. So that's why when everybody talks to me about, and number 6 is like hair, hair and all that stuff like that. But what was funny, when everybody keeps telling about, oh, these black restaurants need to do better, I'm like, that's not even our number one business that black people own. These home health care, because you got to think about all these little areas where, what are we having? Daycares, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them home daycares. Home health care is going to go through the roof. What I really see for the future, Dr. Dix, as far as residential living assistance, is going to be another really big one. Transportation, I mean, again, where we going to drive, and where we going to send all these baby boomers? They all need some kind of assistance.
Oh, y'all see, I think you talked about this a month ago. Those senior care places, they are building huge places down here for seniors. What are they? What do you call them? Senior homes for elderly people. They're building like huge ones for people because they don't have nowhere else to stay. And some of these people, their kids will pay $3,000 to $4,000 plus a month. And then some people have like pensions and military retirement. They say, oh yeah, we'll charge you $10,000 a month. We're gonna make sure you stay here because you got Social Security and veterans benefits coming in.
They're gonna drain all your money.
They're gonna take all your money. I saw the rise of the ghost chick. Yeah, assisted living. That's what it is. Sorry. The ghost kitchen stuff. I was looking at that gone. If you can bring a product to somebody, y'all, people are now complacent at sitting at home and they don't want to go anywhere. But if you can get products to people, some kind of delivery service, I mean, UPS and FedEx ain't going nowhere. They are going to continue to thrive. But if you can find a way to get products and services to people, like you have people now that do mobile oil changes. I never thought that would be something, but people make money doing mobile oil changes.
Oh yeah, mobile breaks too.
Yep. So there are ways to make all kinds of money that are not AI related. A blue collar, cutting the grass. Like the people in South Carolina, they got all the millions of dollars. They're laying fiber everywhere. They finally got out here to my area. I mean, it's just so much just to do, and there's so much money, and there's not enough people to get it. So some of the immigrants gonna get it, some government contractors, government's gonna get it, and then subsidize it out. I looked at land in Mississippi. It was like $1.2 million for like 400 acres. You could buy that and put double wides on it for immigrants. I saw somebody post a comment about that a long time ago. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to make money. Cutting tree. I mean, there's just agriculture. We don't have enough food to feed people. The USDA will pay you if you have the money to put up front. I mean, there's money everywhere. I can't even try to get it all myself, y'all. I'm trying to do everything.
Yeah, listen. If y'all go look on Dr. Dick's LinkedIn, this is how I know y'all be doing LinkedIn. But if you look on Dr. Dick's LinkedIn, I'm telling you, they literally, Dr. Dix don't work for 47 jobs. He's Jamaican, y'all. He's a secret Jamaican.
I'm trying to do
y'all on a computer at his house.
Y'all, I'm young. I don't have no kids. I don't have no reason not to work hard right now. I'm gonna do it all now because I'll be 40 this year and life gonna start to tailor off. Things should get easier. I mean, why not do it? And I tell folks, even if I didn't have the education skill set, I will be having a waitress job. I'll go work at Walmart on the weekend. You should never be bored if you're single. You should always be trying to make money. You could take one weekend off to have some fun, but you should be trying to make money. How expensive it is to live, I just say pretend something gonna go bad. That way it keeps you moving forward. But I'm hustling, y'all. I'm doing all I can. Y'all, like Ericka said, I'm a Jamaican. And I tell folks, strong work ethic will take you a lot of places. I mean, I'm telling y'all, I'm doing all I can to get all the money I can right now. I mean, you just don't know what may happen. So who knows? I might try to buy a plane or buy me some properties or something coming up. So that's what I'm doing.
I mean, listen, congrats, man. Congrats. Listen, you guys, he is Dr. Dix on a world tour. Listen, I'm gonna be like Dr. Dix. I'm gonna grow up. I'm gonna be Dr. Dix so I can be on TV like him.
Oh man, I'm trying to. Yeah, we went out there
Because
to
you was
Lone
on Roland
Star
Martin's. You were on Roland Martin and 4 other ones, weren't you? What's the other one you was doing?
December. I haven't even released the Scripps TV one. That was Atlanta. That was on a Sunday. Where I talked about the AI with the deep fakes. I mean, people.
Yeah, they started to do a law. They did one law. One dude is pitching it right now. He's like, y'all, we need to have a law because what's gonna happen is people like, oh, that's not real, right? Even when you see the Congo, oh, that's not real. That must be fake. That must be Photoshop. People say that now. So wait till they really get these deep fakes going, because then people gonna be like, oh, that's not real. That's fake. That's this. I mean, they're really gonna try their hardest to be like, oh, that just isn't possible. That's not what's happening.
The next big thing I'm thinking about y'all will see the video going to Pasadena, California. Y'all, they got the world's first. Since we had this chat, since the last time you and I talked, they got the world's first. There is nobody in there. It's Miso Robotics. It's a fast food restaurant in Pasadena, California. It cooks all the food. You just go online. I'm like, I need to go see this in person.
Pasadena, California?
Yep. You go. Yeah. That is the start of something that is scary, because big retailers like Wendy's, Hardee's.
Wendy's has been struggling.
Well, I used to love that junior bacon cheeseburger, and to get me about 20 nuggets and a Dr. Hey, y'all hear the country in me now. No leg quarter plates over here. I used to get them junior bacon cheeseburgers and that Baconator and a Dr. Pepper.
Not Baconator. Ew.
I used to reach to the right. I tell y'all, ain't nothing like reaching your hand to the right in the passenger seat, eating and drinking and driving. Yeah, boy, that tastes good. Man,
once Wendy's told me they scraped the grill to put the beef into the chili, I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, I used to like the chili too. I would drink the chili driving. I don't need no spoon. They were like, I want a large chili. Let me drink the chili while I'm driving. This is when I used to.
This is why South Carolina had to separate from us. We can't let y'all be out here hanging out with us.
Journey to Jasmine, you done ate that too. Jasmine, y'all country. Come on, not the bacon. Y'all need to start acting like y'all bougie. Y'all done ate a Baconator. I see the comments. Come on, y'all. Y'all was in there eating them junior bacon cheeseburgers. I used to eat them in real when I went to state. I ain't had no money back in the late 2000s. I mean, I would go to Popeyes, get Orangeburg, y'all. If anybody went to state on Tuesdays, they would have the thigh and the leg for 99 cents. My brother started going to school too with me. So we would go, man. I would spend like $5 and have thighs and legs, get the butter biscuits with that sweet tea, Dr. Pepper. Please, y'all, I got some stories for days, but I ain't out here selling leg quarter plates like my home church used to.
Oh man, here you go with that mess again. So listen. Okay, hold on. Today's peeps hear too many woo success stories off the internet and believe they can have it all just like because they're in digital era. Well, no, yeah. I would say nocturnal drive. It's a combination. Nobody has everybody wants the microwave effect instead of a 5-year effect. Like the reason we keep bringing up 2019 and 2020 is because it's been 4 years since the pandemic. There are people still telling you, girl, the pandemic threw me off. I know. Trust me, we all been thrown off, but we have to almost get back up on the horse and restart. Like I literally went to a train. Listen, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I try to say this in the most nice ways possible. I literally went to a training where all the guys were like, I'm a recovering heroin addict. I'm a recovering drug addict. I was homeless 6 years ago. Now I made millions of dollars. And they literally will tell you this is what I did step by step. I called, I knocked doors, I did this. And every time I was like, damn, I ain't doing it. Like I literally sat there and was like, how many staff did you hire? How many sales reps did you hire? Because when you really talk to people, they're chilling. They're heavy chilling, Dr. Dix. They're like work-life balance. Man, you doing all balance and no work. Cut it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to like. This is why I go to the events I go to, because I just realized so many people are chilling. So
it's taken me 20 years, about 22 years, y'all, to get things in my life, y'all, did not click till about 38, and I've been trying it since about 18 years old. It takes years to start to see like all the hard work pay off. And I tell folks, I'm proud of it. I still don't know everything, but it took 20 plus years of failing, going backwards, quitting school, not quitting school, but just bad relationships, money problems, fired off of jobs, this reject. Nothing is overnight, y'all.
Right. She
I'm
said
looking at
199 church chicken specials. Cut it out. Taco
oh
Bell.
man,
Oh, Taco Bell
church
too. Ugh.
Church's chicken was like a laxative, boy. Church, I don't know if it's the grease,
Ugh.
but it just runs straight through you.
Terrible. Chow Branch said that we did really just send 113 billion to Ukraine. This is what okay. I'm gonna say this, and I don't want to be offensive at all. And then we're gonna kind of close the show up here. When people tell me, well, look at all the money we're sending over there, look at the border, I'm like, what do you have in your wheelhouse of control? I cannot stop our government from sending money to Ukraine. I can't. The election is until November, right? And then on top of that, who is my representative local? Chow Branch, I would ask you, who's your city council member? Then who's your representative at the state level? And then who's your actual person y'all send to Congress? That would be my next question. Because when people say, well, what about this thing over here? What that got to do with me? To be honest, I always tell people, I'm like, are you in a position to fight? Like Dr. C said, do you have your passport and laptop ready to go? Can you fly anywhere? Can you go somewhere else? I mean, again, can you leave? It's really one of these things where I'll be telling people, I'm like, can you? Do you have the resources to do something about it? That's really the most important part.
Most people can't even leave. Most people can't even leave America if a civil war
or their town.
Yeah, if a civil war, we're gonna be honest. If a civil war broke out in America and they said you have 5 hours to leave the United States, do y'all know how many people will be trapped here? Majority of the people will be our family members.
Man, we ain't going nowhere. Majority of people in the South gonna be chilling right here. I would even dare say we okay here in Texas. I don't know about y'all though. North Carolina gonna be all right.
Well, South
Carolina, y'all got a lot of farms. Y'all be cutting up on them islands, but other than that, y'all be okay. I mean, that's what I was just saying. Like, I saw how New Yorkers were like, we're so tough and we're in New York. Well, when all of a sudden they started putting the military police out there, it was like, I'm trying to think what happened. But they were basically choking the traffic. Like, it was very bottleneck traffic. And I'm like, it don't matter how bad or buff you think you are in New York. If the traffic is bottleneck because the government is controlling it for you to get back into the city because there was an alert, ain't nothing you can do. That's why this kind of open space is hard to wrangle parts of Texas like that or parts of the Southeast because we have so much open space. So
yeah, November is here. November, y'all, is only whoever y'all vote for. You know, November is the deciding factor. Like Ericka was saying, see who your local people are. I tell folks, whoever your political affiliation is, make sure you vote in November for whatever you decide to vote for. But we really can't do anything until November, whoever you like. You know, we just have to roll with it like that.
For sure. Somebody, he said we'll be good in Tennessee too. Yeah, that's why when people think people understand. You know,
they come get some of that Jack Daniels over there in Tennessee.
Okay, they'll change that county real fast. But anyways, all right, you guys, this is your girl Ericka from the Classy Clown blog. This is Dr. Patrick Dix, King of Automation. You can find him on Instagram. I just posted it again inside the group chat. You can book a call with him on Calendly
and LinkedIn.
And LinkedIn.
You could be nosy and see everything I do, and don't try to connect with me with no picture because I do hit an X on it. Yeah, hit me up on LinkedIn, Dr. Patrick Dix. You can send a connection request, but I'm on all platforms and I have stuff coming out, y'all. So,
and he's been on TV lately. What's the name of the last couple TV shows you've been
on? Script News in Atlanta, where I talked about the deep fake, and I did my first episode of my show. I released part 1 with Dr. Candace Steele Flipping. She's right there in Atlanta. So I'm gonna release part 2, y'all. We everywhere. And I got the interview coming out. I filmed in Houston. I'm getting that edited. I also took a video downtown Houston of a pizza machine that made a pizza. I am not lying about this. It was so cold Saturday. I could not film more of it, but a homeless guy, I talked to him. I got the pizza for him. It took 3 minutes and it spit out the pizza in a cardboard box. I am not making this up.
I don't know if I trust it, but yes, I feel you.
But he ate it. He said it was good. So, hey, I'm everywhere, y'all. So you never know where I may be at and ask for an interview. So that's what I'm doing a little bit more, traveling and doing more interviews.
All right, we got we'll talk about it offline. I'll show you. Show you the screen. I'm gonna see if I'll show it to you offline and I'll send it to you. Journey Jasmine, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. $4.99 super chat. She's a support of the show. All right. But all right, you guys, this is your girl Ericka, Classic Climb Blog. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank y'all.